Hey up, it's that old Yorkshire geek here, Steve at that old Yorkshire geek, should I say. And I'm here with some sad news because there's been a death in the showbiz world. I mean, there's always deaths, isn't there? But this one is particularly sad for me because it's David Warner, who I've loved in a million different roles, and we'll just look at a few of them tonight. He was 88. Oh, I can't remember now. Oh dear. How old was he? I think he was 80, wasn't he? Or 80. He was 80. What year is it? 82, 81. 81. Just coming up to his 82nd birthday. And he's passed away. Apparently he struggled a long time with cancer. And he's finally succumbed to it. And it's very, very sad. Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe and to drop a comment and all that stuff, because it helps, the algorithm and all that. Let's get on with it. Yeah, sorry if I'm sounding a bit down, but I am. I mean, there's been some other deaths as well. I mean, is it Paul Sorvino? That don't sound right. But he's been in Star Trek, and I think he was in The Sopranos and stuff. He's passed away as well, but I wasn't overly familiar with him, I'm sorry to say. But David Warner has been a big part of my, sort of like fandom life for a long time. So we'll put this up. This is his IMDb page. I just thought I'd have this at hand because, as you can see, he's been in everything. But what we're going to do is going to look at some of the roles that I've enjoyed him in. So we'll go. Perhaps his most famous role, he played the photographer. And of course, I can't remember his name. I should have all this written down, but I've just, I'll tell you what. We're on IMDb. We'll look it up. So we'll go all the way back to 1976. The Omen. There we go. Played Jennings, the photographer, in The Omen. And of course, spoilers. I'll be doing a lot of spoilers in this. It comes to a sticky end, doesn't he? He has the movie's big death, because in the olden days of horror films, you had one big death scene that was the high point of the film. Not for him, but and say David Warner's death was the high point of The Omen, where he gets decapitated by a sheet of glass that slides off the back of a wagon, and it looks a bit hokey now, but at the time it was shocking stuff. So there we go, and he played a great part. You could argue that Patrick Troughton's death in the same film was also passed away, not recently, but that could be argued to be just as impactful. He gets skewered by a lightning rod off top of a church. But there we go. So that might be the first thing I saw him in when I was young. I was only 1976. I was only 9. I probably didn't see it then. I'll have seen it when it was on TV, a few years later. So when they were a little bit older. But Jennings, the photographer, in The Omen. Next up. This is an earlier film, From Beyond the Grave. I think it's from 1974, I think. Yes, he played Edward Charlton. I should have this on a separate page there. You can't see me cheating now. He played Edward Charlton in From Beyond the Grave. It's one of my favourite, what they call portmanteau films, an anthology horror film. They were popular in the 70s. Late 60s, early 70s, and there was a studio that were like a rival to Hammer called Amicus, and they did a lot of these anthology horror films. But there were several different stories in, usually with an interweaving story that connected them all. And in this case, it was about like a second-hand shop that was run by Peter Cushing, who put on a lovely Yorkshire accent. And all the customers who came in usually bought something, but they tried to, they either ripped him off, gave him not enough money, or didn't pay him at all, or stole the money, or stole the item. and they come to a sticky end. And in this case, in Edward Charlton's case, he buys a haunted mirror, and you can't see it there, so I'm going to have to move it over a little bit. A haunted mirror. There you can see the spooky face in the mirror, and that terrified me as a kid. And the ghost in the mirror instructs him that he needs blood. I need blood. And so he lures women to his flat. We call them flats in the UK. So he lures women to his flat and murders them. And all the blood, comes out, stabs them and stuff. And it gives this ghost in the mirror more power, more energy, and eventually he emerges from the mirror as a living person. And then David Warner, I forgot his name, Edward Charlton, he ends up being the ghost trapped in the mirror because somebody else moves into the flat and the mirror's still there, and he appears in the mirror, and it's That's a great film. I love that. I watch it very regularly. It's one of my favourite films. Right, another one, Time After Time, where he plays Jack the Ripper. What was the character's name? Time After Time, when was that? Was that 1979? I think it was, wasn't it? Let's scroll back up. Time After Time, yes, 1979, played Dr. John Leslie Stevenson, a.k.a. Jack the Ripper. This was Nicholas Meyer's first film. I think the next one he'd go on to do would be Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. And we'll come to Star Trek and David Warner a little bit later. I've just noticed in this list here, it was also in Airport 79, the Concorde. I think in some areas it was called Airport 80, the Concorde. He played Peter O'Neill in that. I watched that recently, and to be honest, I don't remember seeing David Warner in it. But never mind. But yeah, that's another one. Some people always mention the Time Bandits. He played a character called Evil Genius, but I've only seen Time Bandits once, when I was younger. And I didn't really like it, to be honest. It didn't appeal to me. So there you go. I remember having Sean Connery in, and did it have John Cleese? I think it had John Cleese as Robin Hood, didn't it? There you go. But there he is with Mary Steenburgen, Colonel Jack O'Neill's favourite actress in Stargate SG-1. There he's got a knife to her throat. As we'd say in Yorkshire, throw it. Right, next up, here we go. He plays Senator Falco in Masada, which was a mini-series in, I think about 1981 or 82, I think. Let's have a look. Oh, it might have been later than that. No, it wasn't that late. Come on, where are you? It's not showing it in his... No, it didn't. It's not in his IMDb's Masada. I wonder why. Oh no, it's called The Antagonists there. But it was on TV when I was. It was called Masada. But yeah, Senator Pomponius Falco. That was 1981. It's another series I really enjoyed when I was younger because I was into Romans and all that, and he plays a really good role. He's he's a wicked person. It's not all the Romans in Masada are evil. Some of them are just normal people. Some of them want good things to happen. It's about a siege, a real life thing that happened in history. I think it was 79, about 70 AD, 79 AD, something like that. The 1st century AD. And it's about a Roman legion that besieges the Jewish fortress of Masada, which is on the shores of the Dead Sea, to get... some religious zealots have risen up against Rome, and the legion surrounds the fortress, and they're building a big ramp to get to so they can breach the walls, and it's all about what happens with that. Peter O'Toole plays the general in charge, and Falco comes along, David Warner, and usurps him, and it all goes wrong and horrible, and lots of people die. Lots of people die at the end anyway, but that's by the by. But yes, he plays a very good part. And behind him there, you can see Christopher Biggins, who was a popular UK entertainer. He plays Falco's secretary. One of the few times I've seen him in a serious role. But there you go. But yeah, there's that one. Here we go. Tron next. Plays Ed Dillinger. Plays 2 roles in Tron. He could play 3 maybe. I don't know. I think it was also does the voice of Master Control Program. Yes, he does. So he plays 3 parts in Tron. So plays Ed Dillinger, the oily executive who steals the games off Jeff Bridges' character, Finn. Was it Flynn? Is it Finn or Flynn? Isn't it? It's Flynn, isn't it? Steals some games off him, and ends up being the president of the company. So he plays him, and he also God, I've gone the wrong way. Where are we? Where is it? There we go. Is it doing it all the way over there? Look. He also plays Sark, who is like the Master Control Program's, heavy inside the computer. He was the one who sets up the games, the game grid, and all that. It also does Master Control Program, who we don't really see. We do at the end, but it's just a voice, really. So yeah, Tron's a good film. I enjoy. Oh, I've gone too far. Tron's a good film. I do enjoy that. And Tron Legacy were okay, but Tron, the original Tron, it's got a quaintness to it that is fun to watch. Right, here we go. We're in Star Trek world now. Shall we go in order? No, we won't. Never mind. This is David Warner. Star Trek 6: The Undiscovered Country as Klingon Chancellor Gorkon, who wants peace with the Federation after a Klingon moon explodes. Praxis explodes, and the Klingon Empire is reeling from this devastation. I don't know why. It's only one moon in it, and the Empire covers hundreds of star systems. They did the same thing with the Romulans, didn't they? The Romulan homeworld was destroyed, so for some reason the Romulan star empire, which covers thousands of light years, ended. It wouldn't happen like that. But anyway, whatever. So he negotiates peace with the Federation and gets murdered by a group of spoilers again. Federation and Klingon and Romulan. The Romulan ambassadors in on it as well. Federation, Starfleet officers, Klingon officers, conspire to kill him to stop the peace talks because they don't want peace. And he played a very good role in that. He was a goodie in that. Here we are in Star Trek: The Next Generation, season 6, episode 2-parter, Chain of Command. Here he plays Gul Madred, who tortures Jean-Luc Picard. Famously, there are 4 lights seen. He says there's 5 lights, and Picard says no, there's 4 lights. Torturing him for information, but it's not really about the information. I think he's just torturing him just to see if he can break, the mighty Jean-Luc Picard. And he doesn't break him. And it's a very good nuanced role, as Gul Madred is a bad guy, but is he evil? Don't know if he's evil or not. It's just the way he is. I mean, he even has his daughter there while he's mistreating Jean-Luc Picard, because they don't see humans as equal to Cardassians. It's just like an animal, like a dog chained up. There we go. That's another good role he played. Here we go. In Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier, he played a human in this one, St. John Talbot, the Federation representative to Nimbus 3, the planet of galactic peace, which is in the neutral zone. I don't know which neutral zone it's in, the Klingon one or the Romulan one. I don't know, it doesn't say. But there we go. So it's not a massive role, but it's there. Here we go. He's in Waxwork. It's another film I quite enjoy. It's a weird film. Some of the scenes in it, some of the way it's made is incredibly amateurish. It's like a super low budget independent film, but yet in some parts it's amazing, and the special effects and the cinematography is astounding. And then you get other parts of it that look like it was a student film. It looks terrible. The sound and everything, it's all over the place. So, but for for entertainment's sake, it's a decent film. He plays the curator of this waxwork. These kids go in. Zach Galligan in one of the few non-Gremlins roles we see him in. They go in and basically they end up interacting with the waxworks, and they don't come to life, but they step over the rope, they get sucked into like another world where the waxwork is real. It's got werewolves and vampires and all that sort of stuff in. And The Mummy, I think. It's a long time since I've seen it. I'll have to dig it out and watch it again. I got it somewhere. So there we go, that's that one. And here we are in the Company of Wolves. I think this might have been Neil Jordan's debut as a director. Might have been the first film by Palace Pictures. Was it Palace Pictures? I think so, yeah. In the early 80s. I don't know the name of his character. Let's have a look. When was this? Company of Wolves. 1984. It just says he plays father. That's his character's name. I forgot her name. The main character in Company of Wolves, I forgot her name now. Plays her father anyway, and there we go. It's not a massive role, but it's a good film. It's a good film about werewolves. It's a werewolf tale with a few twists. It's like a dark fairy tale. There's Sark. There's Ed Dillinger again. I've got 2 Ed Dillingers. I don't know why, but there we go. So so we'll leave it there. There are the. I know he's been in a million other things. Let's have a look through his list. See if anything springs to mind. I know he's done a lot of voice work for games and animated features and stuff like that. So we're in Mary Poppins Returns. I've not seen that. He played Admiral Boom. Sorry. What else? Baldur's Gate, Siege of Dragonspear, did a voice in that. It was on Ripper Street, TV series. Something else I've never seen. Inside Number 9. That is a great series from the BBC. He played Sir Andrew Pike in The Trial of Elizabeth Gadge. I don't remember that one. He was in Penny Dreadful, another good series. He played Van Helsing in that. He's been in Doctor Who, and let's say he's been in lots of stuff. Let's scroll down. No, that's something else. And a bit of Scooby-Doo. So he's been, I guess, got around, didn't he? He got around. Planet of the Apes, the Tim Burton one. He played Senator Sandar, so he played an ape in that. So I'm presuming a senator. It'd have been an orangutan, wouldn't it? Let's look it up. Let's look that up. Senator Sandar. See if it. There we go. Images. I don't actually know what it is. Is it a chimp? Is it a chimpanzee? I don't know what it's supposed to be. But there he is. In Tim Burton's, not a big picture, is it? In Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes, Senator Sandar. I think he's a chimpanzee there. I think he is. He had quite good makeup in that film, particularly Tim Roth. He looked amazing, did Tim Roth. But there you go. Where were we? In the Men in Black TV series. Was that a cartoon? Yeah, it was a cartoon, that wasn't it? He played Gorkon in the Star Trek Klingon Academy video game. He's been in loads of stuff. Outer Limits, the remake of the Outer Limits, the Wing Commander series. The Wing Commander film he were in. He played Admiral Jeffrey Tolwyn. Of course he did. Now, Wing Commander, the film, gets a lot of stick, but I really like it, and I should have really included it in my list. But I'd actually forgot he were in it. because he doesn't feature. I think he's in the beginning and dotted through the film. But yes, that's another film that I really enjoy, but gets a lot of stick. We're in Scream 2, were we? And I've seen Scream 2. Of course, we were in Titanic, Spice of Lovejoy. Yeah, I'm sure that was memorable. But there we go. That's it. And there's a massive list on IMDb of everything he's been in. Like I said, these are one of my favourite things. Probably that one there, From Beyond the Grave, is my favourite role of his. Plays a really good part, being bossed around by him. That ghost there. So it's a sad day. Sad day. We've lost David Warner. But like I say, we're in his 80s, so I hope I live to my 80s. I'm not that far to go now, really. 25 years and I'll be 80. So I hope I live that long. So we'll leave it there. That's all I wanted to do, was just share my love for David Warner. Rest in peace, David. You've entertained us for many, many years, and now you can relax in heaven. You've got a grand legacy. So, right, we'll leave it there. So, wherever you are in the universe, look after each other, and until next time, I'll see thee.